Today I'm gonna show you a very simple strategy that you can apply for any time frame, any market, and it works all the time. After watching this video, you will be able to catch these juicy moves for the really sweet profit. So this strategy is basically based on the trade I post on the Discord, and the strategy itself is very simple, really easy to follow. We don't even have an indicator. To be fair, we don't need it, but we're gonna be using just one. So first of all, let's go back to the chart. On the replay mode, I'm gonna also delete these entries. So one of the rules is choose one indicator. To be fair, it doesn't even need to be some specific, but I would suggest you to either choose the RSI, relative strength index, or maybe the MACD indicator. And we're gonna be using one of these indicators basically for spotting some divergences, to showing if the trend is weakening or not. Now I'm gonna show you how I catch these juicy move on the Ethereum on the 1 minute time frame. So before I go to the 1 minute time frame, I need to see what the bigger picture doing. So at this point, what I'm basically seeing is we still trending to the downside. We're making lower highs, lower lows. So at this point, I go to 15-minute time frame and I'm gonna mark the recent highs and the recent low. So recent low is basically this one. And we having some recent high right here. Now, because we know we trending to the downside, meaning we making lower lows, lower highs, I'm expecting this low to be broken. So basically now I'm waiting for this specific low to be broken, and when it's broken right here, I either go to 5-minute time frame, which also depend on you, but because I like to trade on the 1 minute time frame, I immediately jump into the 1 minute time frame to see what the trend doing. So now if I'm in the 1 minute time frame, I can follow my indicator. And as I said, you can use the RSI, which is this one. So as you can see, the RSI on my indicator is basically this line. Now I'm basically seeing the trend is still pushing to the downside. However, the RSI is turning to the upside, which meaning we having some sort of divergence. And also I'm basically seeing the trend is quite a bit peaking. So now at this point, we just need to wait for a couple more candles to see if the price wants to push even lower or not. We basically holding this specific range, so until we break this one, we can likely to see some push to the upside. If there is anyone who watching from my Patreons, this could be also your really good sweet entry, because you're likely to understand the liquidity imbalances and also ATDI. But because I want this strategy to be really simple, we need to wait. And as you can see, we basically break some liquidity trend line. And then now what I'm basically waiting for this specific high to be broken. So as you can see, we're pushing price a little bit to the upside. We're having some pullback, but we need to have a confirmation that we need to break this specific high to looking for the long. So maybe I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. As you can see, now we break the structure to the upside. So now we have another rule we need to follow. Because we break this structure, we having this really huge push. And we not gonna enter any long until we retrace at least 50%, and less than 50, more than 50% is much better. So what I would suggest you to guys do is basically putting some Fibonacci from low to high, swing low to high. And to be fair, you can just disable literally everything. And at this point, just keep the 0.5, which is the 50%. So we, as you can see, we having the 50% retracement. So we will looking to go long anywhere around this specific zone. So now if I'm gonna fast forward, now we retrace below 50%. And if you understand the imbalances, we also feeling a little bit some imbalance right here. So I can go back to 1 minute time frame, and I want to see what the RSI basically doing. Now, to be fair, we having the same scenario. We pushing price lower, however, the RSI is basically turning to the upside. To be fair, you could open your long anywhere around this zone, but if you want to be a little bit more precise, you can draw the Fibonacci basically from this high and this low. Or to be fair, I would do this probably right here. And you can basically enter your long position based on the 50% of the specific range. And your stop loss supposed to be below the recent low that basically broke the structure. So it's this specific low. And because I like to take partials, I will take a partial anywhere around this zone, which to be fair is 1.0 8 or maybe 9, 2 times risk reward ratio, just in case if you don't feel comfortable. But to be fair, as you saw, I didn't take any partials because I felt really comfortable and really confident about my projection and the trade. But as you can see, now we basically ranging and we pushing price to the upside. But also because we're having another high right here, I would very likely take a partials here and focusing on taking partials right here. And here comes the fun part, because we basically gonna managing the trades and making it even better. And what basically you can do to protect your stop loss or your trade, once we break this specific high, you can put a stop loss right here. So I'm gonna play the chart a little bit. As you can see, now we basically break this specific high. So at this point, my stop loss would be basically right here. So as you can see, we took a partials right here, and the second part of the trade is now running 7 times risk reward ratio, which is really sweet. And again, if I'm gonna fast forward, once we basically break this structure once again right here, then at this point I'm basically put a stop loss in the break even, and I'm gonna be focusing just taking a little bit partials. I would put the partials anywhere around this specific level, just in case we're not gonna break the structure, because you have to keep in mind we are still bearish. So now maybe I can fast forward into the 1 hour time frame, and as you can see, we're pushing price even higher, and we had this really nice sweet trade. And to be fair, as you can see, the original position was basically 7 times risk reward ratio, which is very awesome trade. So as you can see, it's really simple. You just need to follow the highs and lows, having some indicator that are gonna show you some weakening of the trend, possibly even some divergences, and then you can execute the trades on any kind of time frame. Also, you can watch another content right here, or you can subscribe to watch more videos in the future. Meanwhile, have a wonderful day, take care, and happy trading.